Hello everyone, this is Airfillin playing a Super Mario thing. It's a fan-made collaborative ROM hack of Super Mario World. Apparently subtitled Demo's Journey by the Talkhouse 2019-2010. And yeah, last time we got kind of stuck here in Super Puzzle Deluxe. But I was reviewing the footage, I spotted something looks significant. If we come up here and go across, just before the midpoint, there's that set of blocks there. You notice one of them has a coin under it? That seems significant. I think what you're supposed to do is go get the springboard from earlier in the level with Yoshi flying. But I think I can kind of, cheese my way into that. Come up through the floor here. And hit it this way. And yeah, there's the key. So I do need to actually get the key out of Yoshi's mouth. And I think this is where we need to part ways. Unless... maybe I can fly out of here. That's not enough for a run. There we go. Okay, and I can't bring Yoshi past here. Fair enough. So you're supposed to get the Super League and go through that, so I think I'm going to go do that. Bring Yoshi up here. Yeah, that works fine. But not here. But with the cape, this will be easy to get. That one was the vine, this one was the leak. Let's save here. This would also be a good place as farm-wise if I needed to, but no longer necessary. Get off the horse. And there we go. We're through the pipe with the key. The secret exit isn't here. Now it's just a matter of getting the key to the lock. You have to toss that up there because you can't run up the wall while carrying something. Yeah, this is where we need to go, running relatively fast to bounce on these, to get across these, and that did not do. And of course, if I wasn't using sight saves, every time you mess up, you'd have to start that whole first part all over again. Yeah, I need to bounce further back on that. Further towards its back. Yeah, these are surprisingly tricky jumps. Yeah, I don't think I was far enough to the right there, so... this... maybe I'll do that, it'll come back. Well, it helps if I don't slide off the ledge. That's way too early. And then I just jumped right over it. Yeah, this is a little too precise, I think. There we go. Alright, so there's a P-switch up there that I need to get. To bring over to the right. Yeah, let's not lose our power-ups early. key you can just toss and pick up again. So the P-switch is here. I think the key is one of those sprites that does not despawn when it's off screen. I think maybe my best bet is hitting this here and then taking the key across. Of course, I need to actually bring the key with me. Easier said than done. Huh. Apparently hitting the switch makes me let go of the... that didn't work. But yeah, as I was saying, apparently hitting the switch makes me let go of the chain fence thing. Actually, let's bring the key across, come back, get the C-switch. Try and clear out some of the stuff along the way. Because the key should leave where I left it. Should stay where I left it. The P-switch, I'm pretty sure, will not. Not trying to fall in there, but... Actually, I may be better off not having the power-ups at this point. Just because it's easier to get through that. Okay, P-switch I think will have gone back to where it spawned. No, it stays where it is. So apparently that's also a persistent sprite. Watch out for that. And fail to catch. Definitely want to bonk these so that they're not in the way. There. Perfect. Fetch this. Yeah, I've never been very good at item juggling. Which is not something the game really intends you to do in the first place, but... That's better. Yeah, whatever. That'll get the gate to the exit. And this, I think, will just take us, yeah, right back to a vanilla level, which we unlocked last time through the main exit of the Puzzle Ice, which I don't think I remember being very puzzling, because I don't really remember it much at all. Didn't leave much of an impression. Yeah, actually, what was in here? Oh, right. It was the one where you need to do a bunch of item shenanigans. Which, yeah, nothing wrong with that. Just trying to remember if there's another power up here. I could just get the first one again. Oh, perfect. Alright, a vanilla level. Normally in ROM hacking terms that means it's not chocolate, as in they use just the assets and stuff that's already in the game to begin with. But I think I remember this being more of a pun. Yeah, the level is apparently made of vanilla. Okay, we can go left, we can go right. There's a kind of an outline of a maze. Alright, moving ice block. The saw's been replaced with a snowball. Fairly easy going up to get. Alright, maybe Yoshi's springboard. Which gets us back up there. But what am I actually trying to... Oh, falling stalactite. Yeah, what am I actually trying to do here? Is the question. The camera doesn't scroll up until you're on solid ground. We got saws in the form of snowballs. Oh, that's actually on the same level. Nothing in there? And I didn't react fast enough. Okay, so what's the right then? So I noticed my power-up got removed, so no point in going to get more. It's just you start the level with that, and that's it. And I need a shell or a cape to get through there, so I guess we have to go left first. Very simplistic music. I have no idea what it's from, but it's kind of sleepy. Might be desert music from something. Ah, same stalactite again. That's just placed so it'll hit you if you don't dodge. Which, I mean, that's the way you do it. Alright, and there you will get hit by that if you don't jump. As I found out the hard way, and... up. You need to get the snowball saw down here. So you can bounce on it. There's a power-up. I might have needed to keep the power-up from the beginning, though. Right, Flimp falls into a pit. Single tile jump with ice physics. Probably safer to bounce on these. I think I need to bounce to that. There's a midpoint. I think we're going to need this shell. Power up. But you'll notice it is not a cape. That was lucky. Could have accidentally cooked the shell there, but I hit what capped out of it instead. Oh, that's a reset pipe. Fair enough. Yeah, because you can easily do that. Trying to think of it. Can I keep throwing coins here until I get the 30 to get the one up? Apparently, yes. Shell is now empty. And I will need to be very careful to avoid cooking it. Also, that is problematic. And there it despawned. I don't know how I didn't get hit there, but I'll take it. So here I really can't spin jump, or I'll start throwing fireballs everywhere and the shell will be cooked, even if I manage to carry it while spin jumping. much. I think a good long jump here will do it. Yeah, it wasn't even that long. There's that spike that kept hitting me. I think there was land here. There was not. It's like here. Maybe I can go this way? Yep, that works. Come on, fall. Getting low on time, but there shouldn't be much more of the level left. Another fireball. Bring it in there. Yeah, one thing I learned about those spikes recently is they don't actually cause damage until they start falling. Wrong button. Time short. I think I'll be okay as long as I don't mess anything up too badly. And if I can keep this shell, that should make this next part easier, so I don't have to worry about the grab box. Although I do need to not cook it if I'm going to do that. Actually, let's go with this. Not having fire is probably an advantage here. Get in there. Pipe does not go anywhere. How much more level is there? Is it expecting you to restart from the midpoint? And the timer doesn't account for... That's entirely possible. I've seen levels like that, where the timer expects you to restart from the midpoint and not from the beginning of the level. Let's try and rush through here. This is not rushing. So I think I need to spin jump on this. No, I don't. I can just go this way. Upon beating this level demo, I realized that this bad foreground edit wasn't snow, but ice cream. Too bad her master is lactose intolerant. Okay, yeah, that... I feel like the timer was not properly designed for doing the whole level in one go. That is an unfortunate thing that happens sometimes, but let's try Awesome Sauce Raft Ride. Well, first, put down a world map save, and then Awesome Sauce Raft Ride. It's a silly enough name. Okay, yeah, these platforms run ice physics, so... But yeah, they will fall when their time runs out, but if they fall into something like lava, they'll just keep going, and I did not mean to do that. Yeah, but let's not do a reflexive state load until at least make some progress. I do have plenty of lives, so it's not like that's a concern. Yet. Okay, one up. Kind of risky to get, but it's there. Not enough running. Yeah, I'm really not a fan of those jumps that you just barely have enough height to mate if you're going fast enough. Some rather tense music. Not sure what it's from offhand, but I have heard it before. I'm going to make sure that stays on screen. Yeah, you need a bit of a running jump here. And with its tiny platform you're on, that seems a little unfair. That also seems pretty unfair. Wait, what? You can just leave the springboard on the lava? Yeah, I'm not sure how you're supposed to get through those without getting hit. Maybe it's best to just take the hit. Huh. That sort of worked, but now the thing's getting away. Yeah, and it despawned. Maybe you don't want the mushrooms. Did it despawn already? It did. Yeah, this is a little too finicky for my liking. Okay, that worked. And I think I'd rather small here. Okay, super weak. But I do need to actually jump properly to get to it. Harder than it looks. I want to aim for it when it's at the bottom of its bounce. And I still need the platform. Unless, I don't think this lets you run across lava. It does not. Again, this level feels much too finicky for my liking. Okay, we're back on the platform. We're still invulnerable. And that lasted just long enough. Okay, midpoint. Practice scuba bouncing. Okay, and now we're in a bouncy castle. Yeah. I guess that was the raft ride across... I wouldn't call that awesome sauce, but... whatever floats your boat, I guess. Practice scuba hopping. Don't need to do that here, but... there are places where that really comes in handy. Right. I guess I should have expected that, because I know it doesn't scroll down, so you can't be expected to fall to something. Yeah, I think I'm going to file this level under neat ideas but questionable execution. I can sort of see the flappy platform there. Okay, we have a dragon coin up here. We have Charlie horses down there. Ah. Well, that didn't work. Wonder if the bottom pipe goes the same place or if it's different. I feel like it probably goes to the same place, but... a way to find out is by trying it, and that was just bad momentum. Okay, next time I get to the pipes, I'll stay safe before them, and that was bad. Yeah, I landed too much on the end of the platform and couldn't jump off again. It happens. Okay. Let's try to... yeah, that's why I want a Koopa Hop, because then you don't have to worry about jumping up into them. But that time I missed the third one. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I do things... this has happened a few times. I do it just right the first time, and then when I'm trying it again afterwards, I keep messing up. There, that's better. This. Switch platforms. Grab the coin. Might as well. Stay safe here and see if I can figure out what's down there. And yeah, it's the same place. So, no reason to go down there. It actually did take out that last one. That's what I was trying to do, but I thought the block had despawned. Yeah, perfect. But it won't stop the big one. But that's the end of the level, so... alright. A little messy. Kinda iffy on the level design, but it's done. And this gives one access to the castle, Chateau Chili. Chateau Chili. It wants to be alliteration, but it's not quite. But we also have this fortress we unlocked earlier. 2 exits because of the keyhole. The Frozen Crusade. Kind of curious where the second exit goes. Maybe up to the other level there? As presumably one of them will go to the fortress. And you can't go indoors in midair in the Super Mario World engine. That was unnecessarily dangerous. Yeah, they get you so busy focused on making your jumps past the spikes that the pencils take you completely by surprise. I don't think you can slide kill those. At least not when they're on. Yeah. Yeah, and those are always on platforms, so yeah, you can't slide kill them at all. There's some things that if they're on tracks or whatever, you can not kill them, but if they're not, then you can. But I can't remember what exactly I'm thinking of at the moment. Okay. Upside down thought. That was more dangerous than it needed to be. Okay, this looks like a good spot for a stay safe. I want to land on this, not pick it up. Because what I'm trying to do is to go right into a run. But if you're holding the run button, you'll pick things up. Really? There's the jump. That was a tricky jump. Okay, red flying Koopas, so let's look back and forth. I think I want the shell. Just in case. But it's not going to help here. There might be some other stuff hidden to the side, but I'm not really in exploring mood with all the other hazards here. Really? Yeah, like up and to the right, or left rather, there could be something. Okay, so let's just wait. P-switch. What do I need a P-switch for? Oh, for this. Never mind, I was thinking that's some kind of secret, but no, you just need it to get through here. Power up. You can just jump up to there if you're going fast enough. Probably easier to do that, though. Okay, Thwomp. Okay, that's a little trickier than it looks. don't think I got a midpoint. Yeah, this is back at the beginning. So yeah, I'll be using state saves so this doesn't take forever. I could spin jump on that to go up there too. Shortcut. Climbing past the lumps and spikes, kind of awkward. And one-tile jumps with ice physics. Let's not forget that part. Ah, midpoint. Springboard. That's dry bones. That's lava. Okay. This basically reminds me a bit of the B level in Donkey Kong Country 2. It's obviously not that, but... Is there something up there? Okay, no, that's just more ceiling. Yeah, I do need to be on the lookout for suspicious things because there is a secret exit. And this double springboard here is suspicious. Especially with that in the ceiling. Oh. Never mind. Rude. Yeah, the thing about thwomps that don't fall straight down is usually there's no real indication until it's too late. Alright, I need the springboard. Now, yeah, the sideways thwomp there is a perfectly legitimate hazard. If you can tell it's going to go sideways. If not, then it's maybe kind of iffy. But yeah, there's a P-switch over here. Oh. I haven't saved... Hey. Thought I got that cleared. Yeah, I haven't saved since the midpoint, so... Loading state save not helpful at the moment. Right, because the save was before the midpoint, that means the midpoint wasn't saved in the state save. That's okay. I've done this before, I can do it again. Yep. Midpoint's just right there. So I happen to fall right in the one spot where you can fall. Okay, springboard. Midpoint. You know what? If I'd been starting from the midpoint, I would be small here anyway, so... maybe it's fair. Okay, so there was that P-switch over here. That's what you need to do. Although I probably want to leave the springboard back here so I can get it later. I don't know where I want to use either the springboard or the P-switch, though. I think I want to be coming in at decent speed already. And now I've got 2 items, and I don't know where I want to use either one. Yeah, I'm checking for a blue door. Although not very effectively. Yeah, not there. Okay, so here's where you'd use the springboard, I think. I want to do like that. Perfect. I might need the P-switch there too, so I'll bring that with me. This feels like it's probably the secret exit. No, P-switch does not help here. Maybe I want it there. I do feel like this is where you want the springboard, but how do you get past the munchers? Maybe there's a Super Weak, maybe there's a Yoshi. That was not it. Ice. Yeah, I don't like ice physics, especially with these narrow platforms that you can slide off of so easily. Yeah, I should have seen that coming. Yeah, I think after getting one exit or the other of this, I'll just stop for today. I'm getting frustrated with this. Yeah, you can fall down here, but there's no real point to doing so. At least not at the moment. That's going to go up, probably? No, it's going to the right. And there's the silver piece, so... Is this not optional? Alright, what's the blue P for, then? Drop that down there for now. I thought that would come plunging back sooner. Like that. not mean to pick that up there. Perfect. Okay, now I do want to pick it up so that I can put it down here. Pick up the other one. Yeah, and you need the silver pea there anyway to get past the last part. Yeah, and here you need the blue pea, so that these are platforms. Okay, I'm lucky that didn't kill me. Well, not lucky, but... yeah, that feels more dangerous than it is. Okay, these will be coming up. There might be something down there. Yeah, this tells you to ride it, but you need to jump a little sooner than the coins seem to indicate. These you can slide kill. Or not. I could have sworn you could kill those by sliding. Maybe it was patched out? No, just let them go by then. Come on. It's supposed to be going down there. Alright. Last dragon coin. Okay, that leaves the question, where is the secret exit? And there's a door there, but that's probably just for flavor. Yeah, that brings us back to giant ice cubes. There is another exit somewhere in here that presumably goes across the castle, but I'm not even sure where to start looking. There was the door at the very beginning, but I'm not sure if that's an actual door or if it's just for flavor. Yeah, right here. Like, maybe if you bring a P-switch back here, there'll be a thing you can stand on. But is there even a P-switch you can realistically get to early in the level to bring back? I'm not sure, so we'll save that question for next time. Save here on the world map. Yeah, until then, this has been Airfellon playing a Super Mario thing, the Super Mario World Hack Collaborative, which means a whole bunch of people made a whole bunch of different levels, and that's why there's not much consistency. Anyway, this is World 6. You can see the whole playthrough to this point in the archives, as well as all sorts of other stuff, so feel free to check that out if you're interested. Currently on Mondays and Thursdays, I'm posting what I'm calling a Nightmare mode in Link to the Past Randomizer, where it's based on the Nightmare preset, but I've taken out some things I don't like, such as randomized enemy health and damage, no swords, that kind of stuff. But there's still chaotic entrances, so it's been a thing. Lots of exploring, lots of note-taking. If that's your thing, feel free to check it out. Regardless, enjoy your weekend.